Oh God. Okay. As you can obviously tell, it's a poorly lit area, but I wanted to just go ahead and talk about wrestling since I haven't really done that in a while. I think one of the few reasons why I want to become a professional wrestler is because, like, the way that I know that I've made it as a professional wrestler is if another wrestler comes up to me and says, "Hey, I remember watching you. You motivated me to become a wrestler." If I ever hear those words, I will know that I have made it as a wrestler. That's my goal. That's my dream. That's what I really want to have happen for me. So when I hear fans, when I hear fans, you know, talk smack about the sport and say all these things about wrestlers' performances and things like that, I guess part of me really kind of gets a little annoyed because it became less, because wrestling seems like less of an inspiration and more of like something to be analyzed. And I don't think that that's right because, man, did I get fatter in the past few months? I did. I did. Got all this going on here. This is gross. But yeah, like the thing that really always bothered me is the fact that fans like there's this entitlement that's going on, and I feel like cause like it's one thing to be entitled to your opinion, but it's a completely different thing when you feel like your opinion is 100% correct. And not only would you feel that way, but you actually have legions of fans who will feel that way also. Like I've been watching wrestling on again and off again since 2003. You know, like WWE, PWG, Ring of Honor, TNA, Combat Zone Wrestling. There was a company in UK called One Pro Wrestling, where there was a wrestler named Twiggy, and you had got that's where Sterling James Keenan. That's where I first heard of Sterling James Keenan from, who y'all know as Corey Graves. I watched like Consejo Mundial de Lucha Libre (AAA). I mean, I've watched a lot of wrestling too. And I mean, this is from like 2003, so it had to have been 17, 14 years because it was some time where I didn't watch it. So there's like a big old gap in professional wrestling where I didn't watch anything because I didn't have access to a TV or internet, and I was living under a rock. Like I stopped watching Ring of Honor when Morishima won the championship because at that time, Ring of Honor started to look like Ring of Honor started to come across as a company that wanted to be New Japan instead of being its own entity. And when Morishima won a championship from Homicide, I feel like that was just full circle. Um, I only saw bits and pieces of PWG because I never had money to like actually watch the business. So I used to watch like music videos that like people from like MV Zone used to put together until I went to the MV Zone's forum, said the wrong thing, got blasted, and I was like, you know what, this is all right. I learned my lesson. Not hanging out over there no more. But yeah, it was a lot of stuff, man. But like, I feel like professional wrestling became people started to care less about the art form and more about trying to make it into an actual sport because now you have all these fans and all these opinion pieces and all these people just sitting there and talking about first like the thing that bothers me the most about these fans is that they don't want to be involved in the company at all, like none, like like you have these fans out here who will say how wrestling is dying. I've watched wrestling since 2003. Wrestling isn't dying, is not in any danger, is not, just because you don't like something doesn't mean that it's terrible. That's not always the case. And I feel like a lot of people have a habit of kind of just ignoring that just so they can say, well, yeah, this is so bad now. It's so bad now. Nah, nah, nah. I mean, just say you don't like it. Make it personal so that way your opinion doesn't come across as entitled and stupid. Because WWE was like there was a time where WWE was sinking in numbers, like sinking in numbers, like had bad ratings and all this other crap, and it's still out there. Not only that, but WWE has became it's managed to like spread into documentary series, reality series, uh, like it has its own app now. Even professional wrestling in general has actually like expanded in like the past decade. You know what I mean? That there's so many like y'all need Austin Theory is 22 years old, y'all. That means something. Dwayne the Rock Johnson's daughter is training right now in NXT. That means something. AJ Styles is 40. That means something. And I don't even like AJ Styles. But what I'm saying though is that like it's really screwed up that like there's all these opinion pieces out there, and fans are actually starting to care more about what other fans say than actually caring about the sport, and that bothers me because opinions aren't always correct. And but it's like I talk smack about Dave Meltzer and like all these Brad Shepard and all these reviewers, and I get like, and they have legions of fans. Like what I'm trying to figure out is why are these people in the same conversation as actual as actual wrestling anything? It just seems kind of stupid to me. Like I just find like the reason why I'm going on this rant is because there's this guy apparently, I don't know who he is, but there was some dude, I think it was like JD from Kansas or something like that, JD from Nevada, JD from someplace, and like he was on like there was a I was on Twitter, and there was a thing talking about this guy just basically saying that if Alexa Bliss wrestled as badly as if Alexa Bliss copulated as badly as she wrestled, she probably dead fished the whole thing. And I'm just like, why would you say that? Like, why? Like, how does this guy have fans? Why is this guy famous? This guy doesn't wrestle. This guy doesn't do anything. Why do? And the first thing that goes to my mind is, why do people care about what this guy is saying? Who is this guy? What? It's weird. It's weird. JD from NY. That's what it was. JD from NY. That's what it was. But it's like, for what? It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, I understand, the fans sort of make the company, but I feel like the fans shouldn't be like that entitled. Like unless you're actually wanting to do something to actually improve the business that you think is failing or flatlining or dying or whatever, unless you're actually doing something to help the company, you're not helping the company by giving it money and saying, "Yeah, I'm your boss. I could say what I want to say about you." Rah rah rah, woo woo woo. Like shut the hell up, Like shut the hell up, dude. I say this as a person who's not even a fan of Alexa Bliss. Like that was stupid. And like not only did you not have to say that, I hope you lose fans for it. I hope you're blackballed from from your organization for it. Like that was terrible. Like that was crass. And I just really wish that fans. I really hope that this opens people's minds up to the fact that fans aren't always right. But that's it though. I'm outie. Love and peace, y'all. Also, I have a podcast now that I'm trying to work on. It's on Anchor.fm. It's called Unbalanced Minds. I talk about a lot of stuff in there besides wrestling. So, you know, just I'm gonna do that little cheapo plug. All right, guys. Once again, love, peace. Y'all have a good one.